Okay, good day. This is Miss Janine D. Malupa, your last discussant for today. My topic covers the overview of African literature and its three significant literary pieces. These are Africa by David Diop, Once Upon a Time by Nadine Gordimer, and last, The Anticipation by Mayvel Do Danquah. Let us talk first about the overview of African literature. It says here that African literature serves as a mirror reflecting the continent's complexities from ancient tradition to modern-day challenges. African literature was said to act as a powerful mirror by reflecting the continent's past, present, and future. It allows us to understand the challenges and achievements of African societies, offering insights into the complexities of the modern world. It plays a crucial role in preserving culture and oral histories. Because African often draws upon traditional oral storytelling practices which have long been essential uh, for preserving history, culture, and values across generations. This oral tradition serves as a living library that unites communities and provides continuity between past and present. Next is challenging injustice and colonial oppression. As we can see, African literature addresses theme of oppression, exploitation also, and resistance. Writers have used their works to challenge colonial narratives and stereotypes, providing authentic portrayals of African experiences and advocating for social justice. Next is inspiring change and fostering national pride. Uh, African literature kasi serves as a medium for cultural resistance and a platform for reimagining African identity. So it reflects the realities of colonial oppression while dismantling its legacies, inspiring hope and resilience among African community by celebrating African heritage and history. Literature fosters national pride and encourages readers to envision a post-colonial future. And lastly, writers and poets use their works to question societal norms and advocate for a better future. As what have discussed by Miss Eileen and Sir Jeffrey, uh, they inform us, they give us information about the writers and their poets, na nagdi-describe ng kanilang or nagque-question ng societal norms, ng Africa. Next are the suggested literary pieces. First, we have Africa by David Diop. This poem is a tribute to African continent and a call to resist colonial oppression. Diop expresses love for Africa and anger towards the suffering caused by colonialism. The poem highlights themes of pride, resistance, and hope for liberation. So, Africa is a powerful poem about the complexities of being African in a colonial world. It's a deeply personal poem written by a man who was born and raised in France but felt a strong connection to his African heritage. The poem is a powerful cry against colonialism, highlighting the pain and suffering it cost. Diop uses vivid imagery to describe to describe the brutality of colonial rule, but he also celebrates uh, Diop also uh, wait, nasa na? All right. Okay. He emphasizes but Diop also celebrates the strength and resilience of the African people. He emphasizes their rich cultural heritage, including stories passed down uh, through generations. The poem's structure, with its free verse and lack of stanzas, creates a sense of urgency and immediacy. It feels like a continuous outpouring of emotions, making it even more powerful and impactful. The poem ends with a hopeful note, suggesting that Africa will eventually overcome the oppression of colonialism and emerge stronger than ever. This hope symbolized by the image of a young tree growing strong and free, representing the future of Africa. Okay, our next topic is Once Upon a Time by Nadine Gordimer. Okay, this is a short story naman that critiques apartheid era, South Africa through an allegorical tale. It tells the story of a family obsessed with security, ultimately causing their downfall. The narrative explores fear, racism, and the consequences of isolation. So, Once Upon a Time is the story begins with an unnamed narrator, presumably Gordimer herself, who is asked to write a children's story, but she declines, feeling that artistic creation should not be forced. That night, she is awakened by a noise, and to calm herself, she starts to tell a bedtime story. The story she tells revolves around a happy family, a husband, a wife, and their son, living in a secure suburban home. However, their sense of security is threatened by external factors, such as unemployment and crime in the neighborhood. The family's paranoia grows, leading them uh, to fortify their home with higher walls and eventually installing razor wire on top. This decision is motivated by the ease with their cat can jump over the wall uh, and their fear of potential intruders. In a tragic turn, the son, inspired by the fairy tale Sleeping Beauty, attempts to climb the wall, becoming entangled in the razor wire. Despite efforts to free him, the boy dies from his injuries. This event serves as a stark commentary on the consequences of fear in the pursuit of security at any cost. Okay, the next story is Anticipation by Mabel Dove Danquah. Anticipation focuses on the emotions surrounding the awaited end of colonial rule. The piece captures the mix of hope, anxiety, and determination felt by Africans seeking independence. Dove Danquah emphasizes the importance of perseverance and unity. So, anticipation is a short story that explores themes of culture, marriage, and societal expectations within a traditional Ghanaian settings. Just give you a quick summary about the story. It is set in Inkwabe, the capital of Akwesen, which is likely a fictionalized version of traditional Ghanaian Ghanaians community. The setting reflects the cultural and economic context of colonial Ghana, where traditional practices and British colonial influences coexist. The story revolves around Nana Adako's celebration of his 20th anniversary as the Oman Hene of Akwesen. During the festivities, he becomes infatuated with a beautiful dancer named Epwa, and he attempts to woo her by offering money to her relatives. However, the climax reveals that Epwa is already one of his wives, and he had previously paid her dowry 2 years ago. This unexpected twist highlights the themes of anticipation, appreciation, and the complexities of traditional marriage practices. That's all for my topic. Thank you so much. Okay, but just to answer a uh, a question from one of the participants, Miss Lovely Risa Garcia, and this is her question. What are the two main languages groups that African literature is written in? So the two main groups are indigenous African languages and European languages. The European languages are such as English, French, and Portuguese. I hope I answer your question. Thank you so much. And for your activity, please answer this question briefly and on your own words. That's all for my topic, and thank you so much.